Hey folks, Gary Dean here with Sentiment Timing. We have a great video tonight. We added a new feature to the software, and it's a buy and sell signals. And what I'm going to go over is show you how we use these signals to trade IWM on Friday, and we made some unbelievable gains. And this is with as little as $600 for the trade on it, and we were doubling, sometimes tripling on Friday. And that's what I'm going to go over is this new feature that is that we created with the software. So what we're looking at here is this is the S&P 500, and this is the time period that the software is working off of. So it's from this high to this low, and you can see we're right in the sell part of it. So if the bulls can come out on Monday and move the S&P higher, this is really the last resistance zone, right in that 69.50 area. And if they get through it, then what the software is telling us is these are going to be our upside targets. They're going to be up at the 7,782 and then the 71.84. So we're at a pretty pivotal time right now where we need to see the bulls follow through, because we've really just been consolidating here. And if they can get through it, then I believe that we're going to see some really good days for the S&P and probably making new all-time highs. So on this day, this is the toolkit that everybody gets with the software, and this is in the morning notes we had that the Gann turn time to watch for is the initial flush to exhaust if we undercut Friday's lows and reclaim it by 11 o'clock a.m., the bottom is in. And so far, this has been the bottom. So the toolkit was looking for the great reset to end between February 17th and the 20th, and so far that's exactly what happened. Now, I know that the Supreme Court ruled against Trump with the tariffs, but that was kind of expected, so I don't know if it's going to be a market mover or not, but it's something we just have to keep in mind heading into going into tomorrow. So again, we're at this resistance zone here. If the bulls get through it, I believe we will be making new all-time highs. You can see this support zone that was coming from these lows to these highs. It held each time we came down here. This is where buyers stepped in. So far everything seems to be lining up with what we're projecting moving forward. So let's take a look at the 5-minute chart here. And again, what we're looking at here is this low to this high, and you can see once it came down to here, this is where buyers stepped in, right in our buy zone here, and from there we launched higher, and here's our upside targets. Now this was the back testing one because I wanted to show you where this support zone was, and from here you can see support held again, and these are our upside targets. 69.50 would be the last line in the sand, and you remember if we look at the 15-minute chart, this is the last line in the sand for the bears, right at that 69.46 level. So if we come up here and the bulls can get through it, then we're looking at an upside target somewhere around that 69 or around that 69.98. So let's take a look at these buy and sell signals, the new part of the software that we did, and here you can see this is off of the S&P, so it gives you these entries before the moves even make. So you can see we got a sell signal here, and from here you saw the S&P drop from the high was 69.08. We went all the way down to 68.75. So that's almost a 30-point drop right there. Then the software got long here, and you can see just from here we went from 68.90 all the way up to the 69.08. So that was an 18-point run right there. And then the software triggered a sell signal, and from here we saw the S&P go from 69.07 all the way down to the 68.57. So this is almost 60 points that we made right here on this, and you can see each one of them. You do get whipsawed every once in a while, but what I'm gonna do is show you how you stay out of these, because what you really want to look for is when we're at some kind of extreme and you see this is what these signals are based off of. So when we're up here, these are your great trades because there's a lot of duration to the downside, and you can see when the sell signal was triggered from here, we went from the 69.04 down to 68.99. So it wasn't that big of a trade. These are only 1 minute charts here, so that wasn't that good. And this is where the whipsaw came, and it was started getting a little bit late, and you can see we kind of just flatlined. So I ignored a lot of these trades here, but what we did though is you can see how these things played out on it. But the thing that was working really well was with IWM. So again, let's just go through what the software is telling us, and you can see from this low to this high, the the IWM came just about down to our target, and from there launched straight up. And we've just been really consolidating here. So if the bulls can get through this 269. The targets are going to be 272, which was the previous high, and then we're looking at about 277 and then 285. So we don't really have any sell signals here, but you can see we're coiled up. So if the bulls can wake up on Monday and start higher, we're looking for a move to come somewhere up into these levels here. So let's take a look. This is our resistance area, and again, this is going from this low to this high. And once we got into the zone right here, this was where sellers stepped in and brought us down. And this is where the support level was, right at our support. So again, that's going from this low to this high, and we came right into support. Buyers stepped in, and we saw IWM move higher. So it's these pivots and the actual support resistance levels are absolutely, they're working fantastically. So let's take a look at the 1 minute chart. And again, this was really the whipsaw area, but these were the trades that were made. You can see it triggered a long signal here, and we had some bullish divergences. But from here, you saw the S&P go from IWM go from 263 all the way up to 265.65. So it's almost a $2.65 move. And if you bought just 10 contracts of the calls, it was $600, $700, maybe $800, but you cashed them in for $1,400. So this gave us the sell signal here. And again, this was a great entry because you can see how much duration we have to the downside. And I'd mentioned it in the trade room. I said, we have a sell signal. That's an early sell signal. And so any bounce like this, you're using the short. And from here, IWM went from 265.70. We got the buy signal here, but this is down to 264. So again, another $1.70 move where it was you put in $600-700. You just made $1,400 on it with really not a whole lot of with any stress at all. So here was the buy signal. This was a false buy signal because we got a quick sell signal. And from here, when the sell signal came, IWM went from 264.14 down to 263.40. Now I would have ignored this for this reason: is you can see where the indicators are. We're very low right there. So yes, you would have been able to make some money with this signal, but it's something I would have ignored because there was really no duration to the downside. And on top of that, now we have some buy signals, and you can see I mentioned this again from the 263.50. IWM went up to 264.30 and then eventually made it up to the 264.50. And again, that's probably made on 10 contracts, you made $500 on that. And again, these are the signals I would have ignored just because there really isn't a whole, we're in the middle of our zone here, so there wasn't a whole lot of duration up or down, and plus it was getting kind of late and on a Friday. So these signals you can use them with the ES, you can use them with just trading options on IWM or the spiders, and just make these little trades. They're day trades. They're not something that we're hanging on to, but you can see the amount of money that you could have made trading the spiders or IWM. And again, if you trade futures, these are fantastic signals that you're getting, and you're able to make a ton of money. So the regular the institutional pivot matrix, again, that was originally going to be priced at $3.99. We left it at 299 for the first 10 people. We're just about there right now. And the adding in these trading signals, that's actually going to be this entire software, because you could buy just the institutional pivot matrix for the 399. Tomorrow it's getting moved up to the 399. But and if you wanted to add in these signals, then what happens? You can buy that for you can add it on for an additional 100. So the trading signals as well as the pivot matrix, because the good thing about this is when you're getting into these trades, you already know what your target is. So your target, you're taking it here. Let's just say you got in at this candle here at 265.48. We're looking at the actual target on this was going to be down. Let me see something. Hang on one. Okay, so when you were taking this trade here, when we were taking them for the short trade, I knew what the target was before I even got into this trade. It was going to be down to the 263.90 and then down to the 263.50, and we made it to the bottom of this of our support zone here. Buyer stepped in, and that's when we got this buy signal. So again, you know what your target is. Where when you took this trade, your target was up here. This is the upside target. So you get in here at the 263.41, and your upside target was 264.54. So that's one of the biggest things that retail traders have in the markets, is they don't know what their targets are, and they're hoping for the big home run trade. And what you do on these is that when you take your short position and we start getting into our support levels, you take half off, you take another little bit off, and then you run with a stop or wait just to close it out and wait for a buy signal. And especially when we're at support levels here with the pivot matrix, and you have really high reward and really low risk entries on these, and you're able to make a real lot of money with it. So what we're doing real quick on this, I said tomorrow that the price for the software is getting, just for the matrix, is going to get moved to $399, because I believe we have another person that's going to be purchasing it. But what we're going to do just for tonight only is we're actually including all of the indicators. So if you buy the institutional pivot matrix, you're going to get this day trading software with it as well, and it's going to still be for the $299 right now. Tomorrow that's all changing, and then after tomorrow, if you wanted the institutional pivot matrix as well as the trading signals, that bundle is going to be $499. So tomorrow, I think we really have to see how the market wakes up. Are they going to be cranky because of the tariffs? But we really don't care. We're going to trade the signals and support resistance, and probably have another fantastic day. So with that, have a great night, and I'll talk to you guys in the morning.